open lane, and the emphatic finish.
Ace for three.
No way.
Bank the three.
Run out the other way.
That's one for the highlight.
And he's fouled. Watch for that shot.
It's time for the semifinals in sectional 44 2A Indiana High School boys basketball tournament action, and it continues on the ISC Sports Network. Welcome inside South Putnam High School, the home of the Eagles, who finally will have an opportunity to play in sectional 44 after receiving a bye. Good evening, I'm Scott McCauley, along with Mike Walensky. We were here on Tuesday night, Mike. We saw a couple of really good games, including an incredible come-from-behind performance from North Putnam, trailing at 1 point by 20 points in the second quarter. They come all the way back. They advance past Cascade 55-53. They now face Covenant Christian in game one of the semifinals on Endeavor Communications. Our pregame show sponsored by eVoice Telephone. eVoice Telephone offers popular calling features, including the popular voicemail, call waiting, and caller ID. For more information, visit www.weendeavor.com. Mike, a heck of a comeback on Tuesday. Now North Putnam will have to deal with Covenant Christian, a team they did beat early in December, but every coach wants the bye. Covenant Christian received the bye, but North Putnam brings a little bit of momentum in tonight's game one of the semis.
They do, and it was their second consecutive victory heading down the stretch here to the sectionals for the Cougars, and they did it defensively. They did a real good job of really shutting down Cascade in the second half, and it all started with the run that they made in the second period, but they also have to make shots, and Elliott Gross scored a lot of points that ball game, but he's so unselfish. But once he starts scoring, then they can really make a difference. And for Covenant Christian, we may have the second best scoring in the league here, or in this sectional. Jordan Webb coming in the ball game, averaging almost 23 points a game. He's an outstanding shooter. They're going to have to find a way to shut him down and slow him down, which they did earlier in the year.
You talk about impact players for these two schools. They each have one. Elliott Gross was the impact player on Tuesday in that come-from-behind victory with 19 second-half points. And when you rewind back to Tuesday, Mike, you called it and said he needed to get more involved in that game. Offensively, he did. They started to run the offense through him. And for Covenant Christian, as you mentioned, their leading scorer, Jordan Webb, is the school's all-time leading scorer. So each one of these schools has somebody that can put up points and that can control the offense, and that's so critical come sectional tournament time.
It really is. In this ball game, what's even more important, and we'll talk about the keys to the game in a second, but shot selection is really important. Both teams only shoot about 40%. But it's important to make sure you get the ball in the hands of guys who can score, can do it efficiently. And when you get the ball in the hands of people like Webb or Gross, good things happen for these teams. When other people start jacking shots up outside of range, then they have real challenges.
Yeah, our impact player is sponsored by Endeavor eShield Security. Monitor your system on the go with Honeywell Total Connect remote services from your PC, tablet, or smartphone with an internet or wireless connection. Call 1-800-922-6677 today for a free on-site security quote. Covenant Christian, there is a look at the Warriors, led by their head coach Scott Flatt in his 13th season. 8-14 during the regular season. They received the bye to advance to tonight's semis, and they will take on North Putnam, the Cougars, who improved to 8-15 with their winner. They are playing for their fallen teammate Dylan Hess, who died tragically this summer in a car accident. He was a junior on the basketball team a year ago, and they have been honoring him all throughout this season. It's the Cougars and the Warriors. We'll step aside when we come back. It's the keys, the lineups, and the tip-off. Game one of two semifinals from Sectional 44 coming your way next on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and touchdown.
Wow. And our looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got music. Look at this one again. The time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. Time for Covenant Christian and North Putnam to square off in game one of the semis. The winner will find themselves in tomorrow night's sectional championship. Let's look at some keys to victory, Mike, sponsored by Endeavor Communications.
Well, I think the first key is shot selection, and for North Putnam, they need to get the basketball inside, either to Andrew Pickle or Elliott Gross. If they focus on their perimeter game, they are going to have problems. On the flip side, Covenant Christian does a real good job from the perimeter, so why not take advantage of good shot selection from Jordan Webb, who is shooting 46% from the three-point land and over about 52% from the two-point field goal range. And the Webb effect, if Webb, there you take a look at him, Jordan Webb, number 3, has a ball game, then Covenant Christian can turn the table and get a victory in this return matchup. And then the perimeter game, how North Putnam defends Covenant Christian on the perimeter and vice versa. What kind of ball pressure can Covenant Christian put on Caleb Duncan at the point, and also Tristan Smith? Is going to be really critical in the outcome of this game.
Thank you very much, Mike. Our keys to victory, you're brought to you by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. Now let's bring you the starting lineup, sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Don't be tortured by technology. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit www.weendeavor.com for all of your telecommunication and technology needs. Let's take a look at the starters as you're seeing the North Putnam starters being introduced to the crowd. There's Elliott Gross, number 33, the 6'3 junior. He had 26 points and 11 rebounds in the win on Tuesday night. Number 21, Andrew Pickle, a 6'6 junior. He had 13 big points in an earlier matchup against Covenant Christian, 10 points, 6 boards on Tuesday night. In the backcourt, number 1, Caleb Duncan, a 5'11 senior. Getting the start tonight is number 2, Trayton Smith, returning from that injured hand. And instead of James Duncan, who started on Tuesday, Chris Murray, a 6' junior, starts for the Cougars.
Yeah, Chris Murray averaging 3 points a ball game, but I think, Scott, what he brings is the ability to defend and rebound.
And here's the tap, and it's controlled by the Cougars. We'll get you the starters for Covenant Christian here in just a moment. Covenant Christian in the green, almost the Michigan State-like green and highlight color trim to their jerseys. And North Putnam, the Cougars 8 up, 15 down. They are in the home whites for game one of the semifinal. Thank you for joining us. Welcome inside South Putnam High School. Our crew today, compliments of MTC Sports. And you're watching tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network. Being very patient on the perimeter are the Cougars. They were a winner on Tuesday by a score of 55-53, a big come-from-behind victory.
When they take good shots, they're a really good team because they can defend the basketball. Now, Pickle inside is being guarded by Trey Flatt, the coach's son, the freshman, and Flatt has his hands full with Pickle because he's a really good scorer when he posts up, but they've got to be very intentional about getting him down on the post.
Well, this first possession now has taken 1 minute. 6:55 on the clock. Wow. There's a drive baseline wraparound pass will result in a long three. Not there. Gross picks it up and puts it in.
Well, Gross did a good job of sealing off Sam Fulbright underneath to get the foul up to take the lead. Now, for Covenant Christian, Scott, they're really good perimeter shooting. Fulbright's a pretty good three-point shooter. We talked about Webb scoring. They need to really work that basketball, drive the ball through the cracks, and dish the ball out. They're not really an inside-out team.
There's the first shot of the game, and that shot comes from Fulbright. The rebound is controlled by Covenant Christian. A high arcing shot is short, and the rebound again into the hands of the Warriors. There's a baseline drive stripped away. Here's Caleb Duncan with the basketball.
Spencer Tinke on the wing there is starting this ball game. A surprise from my standpoint, averaging just 1.4 points a game, but he gives him some size, averaging 3.4 rebounds a contest for Covenant Christian.
There's a steal, and now they'll have the breakaway. And the layup to tie the game up is good by Sam Fulbright.
Good effort defensively up top. You know, you mentioned Smith's injury. There may be an effect on him handling the ball with his right hand. But he did a pretty good job in the victory over Cascade, so it didn't seem to affect him too much in that ball game.
Here's Gross kicking out into the corner. Fulbright is a 6'3 sophomore, number 22, who scores those points for Covenant Christian. Here's Duncan with the three, not there. Rebound tapped and taken away by Jordan Webb. Here is the 6' senior, the best scorer on this team. Passes it off into the corner, and a steal jumping the passing lane as Duncan double dribble.
Yep, he did. That's a good call, Scott. And Caleb Duncan is not as effective from the perimeter. So as much as he was open there taking that shot, he's only shooting the ball 34% from the field. So, you know, if I'm Coach McCart, I'd like to see Caleb maybe shot fake and then drive the ball to the rim and get a better chance to draw a foul against the Covenant Christian Warriors.
Trey Flatt, number 30, a 5'11 freshman, has the basketball. And now they try and get it down low to Fulbright. Josiah Grant, number 31, is out there on the floor, a 6' senior, and that bucket is good down low.
Good movement by Spencer Tinke. They had four guys out and just Tinke inside, and they found him for the layup. And Covenant Christian on top, and they're playing some real solid defense to start off this first period.
In the first meeting, these teams played back on December 6th. North Putnam scored the first 11 points of the game and then never trailed as they went on to win that game 73-68. Gross's shot blocked. Here comes Webb attacking. Webb off the glass, and it's a quick 6-2 lead for the Warriors.
We talked about his scoring potential, good effort to the rim, and an easy bucket for the Warriors to take the lead early.
Jordan Webb, how about this? In that December 6th game in the loss, 46 points against North Putnam. He was 21 of 39 from the floor in that game as Caleb Duncan's bucket stops the 6-0 Covenant Christian run.
And Scott, that's what makes Caleb Duncan a pretty effective offensive player. That is when he puts on the ball on the floor and goes to the rim. He's much more effective close in than he is from the perimeter.
Oh, there's a man lost underneath, and that's the second bucket for Fulbright.
They have some communication issues down on the baseline for the Cougars early on this ball game. They're going to have to get that straightened out.
Approaching 3 minutes to play. Smith with the right hand cannot get the roll. Rebound and then a traveling violation. Good call underneath. Chris Murray left his feet and came back down. Murray with the start will now take a seat as James Duncan checks in.
You see Jordan Webb breaking down the defense. Nobody was there to help out. In fact, Trayton Smith was attempting to sort of set up a block there, but Webb was smart enough to just go right around him and get to the rim uncontested. He had no help on the backside.
The school's all-time leading scorer is number 3 as he tries to set up shop, running along the baseline.
You know, Trayton Smith, that 4-year starter for North Putnam, is trying to guard Webb and really trying to get in his face, but they're doing a good job setting some screens out there.
And Webb spins through. Excellent look down low, patience, and we've got a whistle. So they're really doing a nice job of finding men underneath. Sam Fulbright, the 6'3 sophomore, already with 2 buckets, and he will head to the line to shoot a pair.
And Trey Flatt, number 30, doing a really good job setting a screen at the elbow for Webb.
First personal foul on Elliott Gross.
Covenant Christian's got really good from the foul line. They're 73%, so that's a real plus for Coach Flatt's ball club. As Chikamba checks in the ball game, number 14, youngster, getting a lot of playing time down the stretch here for the Warriors.
And Webb will take a seat. 10-4. Good start for the Warriors from Covenant Christian. Again, these teams met very early on in December, and the dynamics of the teams has changed since that time. It's a high-scoring game between those two schools at this point. Gross down low, uses his strength in his body, and he has the bucket.
Need to find scoring from Gross because he is an outstanding ball player, shooting 54% from the field this year.
Averaging 16 a game. He had the big night on Tuesday, and the shooter's roll is good for Josiah Grant.
Grant is the second leading scorer for the Warriors, averaging 13.4 points a game. Plays bigger than what he stands at 6 foot. And he's been asked to play some defense tonight, although now he's switched on Duncan. He was guarding Elliott Gross there.
And there's a baseline move and another turnover. So there has been a double dribble, a traveling on a rebound, and now a baseline drive by Andrew Pickle results in a turnover.
And now that sophomore Ethan Maudlin checks into the backcourt. And, you know, both ball clubs need some fresh legs here. As we know, in this ball game, these two teams are really going to lay it out on the line. It's survive and advance.
6-point lead. 90 seconds to play. Opening quarter. Open three look on the near side. Not there. Good rebound on the weak side by Caleb Duncan. He will push it. Pickle stripped away. Excellent quick hands by Chikamba. And then Duncan forces the turnover. And it's poked away from Smith.
And that left hand is problematic there in that circumstance for Smith. And the Cougars now have switched defenses. You take a look at that 1-3-1 as James Duncan is checked in the lineup, number 10.
Well, don't worry about deficits for North Putnam. The Cougars will not be afraid of that. They trailed by 20 in the second quarter Tuesday night and still won in advance to tonight's semis. Baseline jumper is good. That's 3 field goals for Fulbright. He now has 8 points.
Give credit to Ethan Maudlin to distribute the basketball. Talked about shot efficiency. And that's what you need to do to win basketball games. You have to take the best shot available. You can't force things. And certainly Maudlin didn't. Unselfish to give up the basketball.
25 seconds to play opening quarter. Trying to look inside to Gross, unable to do so.
And when they look to Gross, Scott, they double him. They try to front him in the post with Grant and then the backside with Fulbright, so it's going to be very difficult for North Putnam to find Elliott unless they start setting some screens for him.
Nice entry pass, and Gross is able to finish. Really good look inside by Trayton Smith. And the first quarter will come to a close. Good start for Covenant Christian. They've got a hot start from Sam Fulbright, 8 first quarter points, and the Warriors lead after 1 quarter of play in sectional 44 semifinal action. Warriors on top of the Cougars 14-8 on the ISC Sports Network.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Help your loved ones live independently with Endeavor Medical Alert. Contact your loved one or call emergency help 24/7 through the wireless two-way voice pendant. The system is easy to use and works with your landline telephone. Call 1-800-922-6677 for more details. That is the Endeavor Medical Alert. We had a look at Colin McCart inside his huddle for North Putnam. Scott Flatt is the head coach for Covenant Christian. The Warriors in the green, leading 14-8.
And just as I talked about Elliott Gross being doubled up in the post, Josiah Grant was fronting him, was playing too loose. And the Cougars got the pass down inside and he got some easy points. The Warriors have to be very cognizant of where Gross is at all times.
Pass down low, and the shot may have been partially blocked by Andrew Pickle. And then reaching in after that is Gus Chikamba, and the sophomore will pick up the personal.
Well, so far early on, it's been, for the most part, a perimeter game, although North Putnam is starting to look inside, and there's only one team foul for both ball clubs.
Duncan will pull the trigger on a three, and he hits it.
Well, that's a good sign for the Cougars in this ball game to have that guard who's only shooting 34%, and Caleb Duncan come off a double screen there off the elbow for the three.
And Webb, tough fall away from 15 for Jordan Webb.
And Jordan Webb probably feels like he can handle Trayton Smith by himself, so North Putnam has to be concerned about doubling him up at some point, getting some help, and that was a shot that you cannot take. James Duncan just throwing it up from three-point range. Very quick possession, too fast.
Boy, and a missed shot by Chikamba. Excellent look, looked like he had a clear lane, and he missed the shot. 5-point lead, lob to Gross. Defenders all over him, excellent catch, and he makes the bucket.
Again, North Putnam is always going to look for Elliott Gross down in the post, and if there's any kind of space, which there was there, he released late on the backside, they're going to look for him, and he usually converts.
Backdoor cut for Webb, and he'll head to the line to shoot two. On those entry passes to Elliott Gross, really good pinpoint passing right now from Trayton Smith. As we take a look at the cut and the foul that sends Webb to the line. Trayton Smith, the four-year starter, is a right-handed player, Mike. That right hand is heavily taped because of an injury that cost him the final month of the season. He shot free throws Tuesday night left-handed. It's non-natural hand. And I think his passing tonight's really been on point in the early going as Smith tracks down the rebound. Two misses at the line for Jordan Webb.
Trayton also has done a good job keeping the ball in the middle half of the basketball court to create balance for his offense. It also gives them a better spacing and a chance to get better looks. As you take a look at Coach Flatt looking on, has done a really good job with the Warriors. They already have two sectionals in 09 and 11.
Gross, contact and one. He's already in double figures.
He moves very well without the basketball, and he saw a space there. Look at, should have been a switcher between Fulbright and Grant. Didn't happen. And a nice follow through by Elliott Gross for a chance for a three-point play.
Well, and everything has come in the paint for Gross, and he will get the roll on the free throw. And we are now tied at 16. So North Putnam, which they have proven to be able to do already in sectional play, has erased an early deficit, and we're tied at 16. Fulbright with the ball fake, and then he'll get it to go. Really nice move by Sam Fulbright as he is now in double figures.
Yeah, good job by Fulbright. If anything, it makes Pickle move and maybe pick up the foul on the big guy because he's a factor with his height.
Pickle had 4 personal fouls in the win Tuesday over Cascade. Gross with the ball. Excellent passer for a big man.
Pickle's doing a nice job moving without the basketball. They need to find him.
Gross muscles his way in, then battles for the rebound, and it was last touched by the Warriors. There's a look at Gross, who had 28 points and 14 rebounds in the December 6th win over Covenant Christian. 26 points, 11 boards. 19 points in the second half in the come-from-behind victory over Cascade Tuesday in the opener of this sectional.
Well, Elliott Gross definitely can score, but he can also rebound too, averaging 6.4 rebounds a ball game. And look at Pickle loading up down inside. They're going to try to find him. He's got that height advantage.
Nice job. Covenant Christian deflected 3 passes on that possession. The third one ends up in a steal.
Yeah, Josiah Grant, number 31. getting the deflect there for the Warriors.
Webb listening to instructions from his coach, Scott Flatt, down the right side of the lane, finds an open teammate way off the mark, and the rebound by Duncan, and a foul after the rebound on Spencer Tinkley.
Well, Spencer had a good shot on the right wing, or a good opportunity, good look. It just came short, and I think out of frustration, he tried to foul the rebound and reached in on Duncan. But there's no harm but foul, and that's just the team's third in this first half.
Covenant Christian on top, 18-16. North Putnam trying to take the lead. Another deflected pass, and the Cougars get it back. Covenant Christian's really playing good defense. They have some length on that defensive side. Gross misses, own rebound, put back, not there. Rebound by Webb. Numbers now for Covenant Christian. Webb down the middle of the court, steps through, floater short. Rebound by Pickle. Gross the other way. 1-on-2, and he will head to the line.
Yeah, good job by Gross. He recognized he had an opportunity there. As you take a look at this one, the only guy between him and the basket was Grant. He decided, I'm going to go for it, and draws the foul.
Second foul on Grant, and the 6-foot senior now with 2 personals. Midway through the second quarter. On Tuesday night, the Cougars as a team made 21 free throws. And if you take away the 1 for 8 from Trayton Smith because he was shooting with his non-natural hand, his left hand, the rest of the team was 20 of 28 at the line in that game.
Yeah, and they shot better as the game progressed, considering the fact they were in such a hole and had to exert so much energy to get back in the ball game. So real credit to North Putnam to come back in that ball game and shoot so well from the foul line.
Yeah, and Caleb Duncan, a perfect 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter in that come from behind win for the Cougars. Covenant Christian by 1, and the basketball.
This is a real challenge right now, it looks like, for North Putnam, because defensively they're allowing the Cougars to really break down their offense, although the Cougars threw that one away. They're spreading them out. They have to do a better job of passing the ball, but there's going to be some opportunities for both ball clubs in this ball game. We're going to have a much higher scoring contest.
Andrew Pickle with a nice bucket, a really good pass from James Duncan. The first time these two teams met, they combined for over 160 points. And the roller is good for Jordan Webb.
Anytime your point guard can get inside the foul line, there's going to be problems. And Webb is a scorer. You just don't want him to get that deep.
Gross could not handle the high pass and poked away by Duncan. Quick hands by James Duncan. Good defense by Smith. And we'll have a turnover.
Well, that's a tough call on Moore, and as he was taking the ball to the baseline, I thought for a minute there may have been enough contact from James Duncan to draw the foul.
As he stepped through and around the defender, called for the whistle. Duncan will fire the 3 off the mark. He struggled shooting the ball on Tuesday. Covenant Christian up ahead. They'll find an open shooter. There's Moran, no good. Big rebound on the offensive glass and the putback.
Well, James Duncan failed to block out, and he came from behind and snuck right in. Great effort by the Warriors to get another bucket.
Sam Fulbright has 12 of their 20 points. And a rebound for Fulbright on the miss by Pickle.
Shot selection. Again, you cannot shoot the ball from the perimeter there, especially your post guy, when you have no support to rebound and you're only shooting the ball 39-40% for the season.
Fulbright trying to continue the hot start.
And Fulbright is not a player you want to leave behind because he's a pretty good perimeter shooter.
He has 14 points.
He averages just 5.3, but he's capable, as we know, of getting in the double figures as he has already in this ball game. He's a really good shooter.
Gross trying to go to work. Smith, nice pass, and Duncan is able to hit the layup down there. A really nice look. And then a timeout. A 30-second timeout is called with our score, 24-21. Well, grabbing all the headlines for Covenant Christian coming in, and deservedly so, was Jordan Webb, who had the big 46 points the first time these two schools met. All-time leading scorer in school history. But right now, Mike, Sam Fulbright, 14 points, shooting the ball really well and jumping up and grabbing an offensive rebound 2 possessions ago. Looked like he came out of nowhere for that. He has really good energy in the early going for the Warriors.
Yeah, a lack of focus down on the backside early on in this one for North Putnam, allowing a lot of easy rebounds, easy putbacks, maybe early game jitters. However, even though there have been those issues defensively for North Putnam, they're still in the ball game, and at one point they were down by 6 or 8. It's a really close basketball game right now. And you can kind of feel the momentum turning their way just a bit. But again, not a whole lot of ball pressure up top. Trayton Smith is giving Webb a lot of space as you take a look as he operates the Warriors defense. Look how deep he gets into the defense.
Rebound by Pickle. Boy, that shot did everything but go in for Trey Flatt.
And again, a lot of their offense is going to come from the perimeter, but they're breaking down that defense pretty well and giving their guys from the outside some pretty good looks. But it's one and done.
Duncan catch and shoot, buried it, and we're tied at 24.
Boy, that's a nice shot there. That time, his elbow was straight, good follow through, his body was square, and he drilled that 3. That's probably the best look Caleb Duncan has had in this tournament.
He had 12 on Tuesday night, 8 in the first half. Jordan Webb will hold the basketball for the last shot for Covenant Christian. Scott, work around a couple of screens.
Covenant Christian needs to get the ball inside. I know there's just 8 seconds left. There it is. Good drive.
And the shot off the mark. Flatt had to put it up. And an entertaining first half at South Putnam High School. Class 2A, sectional 44. We are deadlocked at 24 apiece. Covenant Christian 24, North Putnam 24. And we have reached halftime. You're watching Indiana Boys High School State Basketball Tournament action on the ISC Sports Network.
For the end zone, man open at the touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marriott. There you go.
And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for Della
Hands all
Sowers.
alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with ETV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people. Not getting their messages? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eWireless. Endeavor Communications combines the nation's largest 4G LTE network with friendly hometown service, so you'll always be connected to your kids. We also provide internet, television, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need.